Hello, hello, my friends. I have another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Kringle Candle Reserve Bonfire. Now, in full disclosure, before I get into the meat of this review, it was sent to me in PR from Kringle Candle. However, if you have been here with me any length of time, you guys know that that really does not impact my review. If anything, oftentimes I look at it with an even more critical eye than if I would have just purchased the candle myself. But I do always want to disclose that up front, and that is why you're seeing that like paid promo banner come up. Kringle is not sponsoring this video, but because I am exclusively talking about a product that I received in PR, I do feel like that is the transparent thing to do. So this is review number 4 out of the 6 candles that will be offered in the launch this Thursday. What is this, June 20th? Goodness, that's hard to believe already. But these candles will be available, like I said, Thursday, June 20th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on the Kringle website. I have already done dedicated reviews on grilled PB&J, caramel, cocoa, and toasted fluff, as well as the gingered peach. And I will be covering also reviews for Heartwood. And I did receive my replacement candle for Merlot. If you guys caught my initial kind of like first sniffs video on this collection, I did share with you guys that my Merlot candle was unfortunately damaged in shipping, and I was not able to, obviously not able to burn a jar that had broken glass all over it. So my new one has arrived to me. So that is very exciting. But in today's video, like I said, we're going to cover the topic of Bonfire. So this is like the other Reserve candles in that this is their standard 2-wick, 22-ounce, 100% soy wax, large vessel that's kind of like this transparent black color. It's got a very simple aesthetic with this very nice label. I actually like this label a lot. I feel like it kind of encompasses what the vibe that this candle gives off. And I know that when people hear Bonfire, they think, oh, I don't like smoky notes, so I don't know if that one's going to be for me. So let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance profile on this candle. Similar to the other Reserve line candles, this candle was poured on May 21st, 2024. So this is a fairly recent pour. In fact, it's not even a month old. Top notes on this candle are pepper and wood, mid notes of cardamom and ginger, base notes of amber and fir. So what does my nose smell? Honestly, you guys, this is another one of those cases where this candle, when it is burning, I actually enjoy it a lot more than what I got on cold sniff. On cold sniff, I didn't really detect anything that would have reminded me of a Bonfire in terms of like an overly smoky type of scent. And a little background on me, you guys, I am somebody who likes hearth or smoky type of fragrances. I love Homeworks' Winter Fireside. I like Kringle Candles Fireplace. Those are the two that are just popping off for me. I liked Fireside Christmas Tree from Homeworks. I am somebody who tends to lean or gravitate towards them more so in the winter time. However, I will say that I think that this is a very appropriate summer take for those of you who do like smoky fragrances. And I do also want to say that if you are somebody who is averse to smoky fragrances, I think that this one should not scare you off, because when this one is burning, it's like a mixture of, it reminds me, honestly, you guys, of sitting on, of attending like a beach bonfire. There is something that is slightly, I want to say slightly cologne-like, but it's more of like a fresh summer type of cologne, like a more quote unquote masculine type of fragrance in here. I do believe that that might be whatever the like the amber base note in here, because it does come out again a little bit more. I smell it on cold sniff, but I do still smell it when it is burning. However, the fir note in here and the wood, there is a woodiness and a fur element to it, like not fur like animal fur, but like fur in like a fir tree, kind of like a Christmas tree. In fact, my youngest daughter, when she smelled this one, she was like, there's something about it that kind of reminds me of a Christmas tree. And I was like, yeah, I guess you could get that. Now, do I walk into my house and think, oh, it smells like Christmas? No, not one iota do I smell that. But the element, it's like a kind of like a sweet woodiness that's in here. Pepper, I don't really get pepper, although I will tell you that there is some element of kind of like spice to this, which I do think is probably the cardamom and the ginger. This is not a fragrance that comes off right away to me that I'm like, oh, that's a ginger fragrance, like, or a gourmand. And cardamom sometimes to me, even though it is like a derivative of like a seed, sometimes cardamom can come off to me kind of like a cotton type of scent. Like it kind of has those like fresh linen type of fragrances. So this one has been really, really pleasant for me. I've really enjoyed it. I will say that when it is burning, I do get a slight element of smokiness. And like I said, it's not dominant, it's not overwhelming. But I mentioned this, I think, was it in my my early June candle chat? There's something about this candle when it is burning, and this is why I say it reminds me of being like at a bonfire on the beach. There's something about this that, as much of a, would it be like an oxymoron to say there's something that smells kind of smoky but also aquatic about this fragrance at the same time. It's really, really nice. It's really well done. I've really been enjoying it in the evenings. Is this a fragrance that I see myself repurchasing over and over again? No, I don't. But then again, you guys, you know that my criteria is a little bit more stringent because I'm trying to manage my candle collection size and balance that out with the aspect that I am constantly reviewing new fragrances for review. That is something that I do always have to kind of keep in mind. But I do like the fragrance for what it is right now. And I have actually really been enjoying burning it alongside the other fragrance that is being offered in this collection, which is Heartwood. However, I think if you have some other candles, like say Bath & Body Works Palo Santo Vanilla, we all know that I like that one. If you have maybe even KRINGLE's, is it their Sage and Palo Santo and Sage? I get that confused all of the time. If you just tend to want something that's a little bit more hearth-like, but more of like a summery take on it, I think that you would really like this fragrance. I have said in some of my other reviews that I actually believe that this entire collection is really full of fragrances that are perfect summer to fall transitional scents. Like when you get kind of tired of all of the coconut and pineapple and fruity cocktail type of fragrances, these are scents that I will probably be reaching for. So I'm really enjoying it so far. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it this way so you can see the wax pool and you can see the nice flames here. Now I know that the wicks on these new reserve candles have gotten a lot of attention. I will tell you that normally I am not in the camp where I trim my wicks because I think a lot of brands these days do have self-trimming wicks. However, I have been trimming the wicks on these new reserve candles on all of them because I have found that these wicks are pretty strong, you guys. So this candle has been lit for about an hour now, I would say, and I did trim the wicks before burning, and you can see that the flames are nice, but they're not out of control, but you can see some carbon balls starting to form at the end there. I'm not seeing any like wild puffs of soot or smoke arising from it, so it's not really bothering me. I know everybody has kind of a different standard for what they will tolerate from in terms of their wicks, but I personally am not really having any issues with it on this candle, and I'm not finding that they're burning so hot that they are altering the fragrance oils like they do if you let grilled PB&J or the caramel cocoa and toasted fluff go too long. I do find that those two get so hot that they can alter the fragrance after about 3 hours, but I'm not experiencing that on this candle. I feel like the fragrance on this candle stays pretty consistent, even if you choose to burn it a little bit longer. I know some people kind of, I don't want to say complain, but a lot of people are like, I want a low maintenance candle or no maintenance. And the truth is, you guys, I actually saw in the KRINGLE group, I think it was Tiffany Vanessa, she also said, you know what, guys, we have to conduct maintenance on a lot of things in our lives. And candles might be one of them. You know, I mean, this is an open flame in my house. If all it requires of me is that I just need to make sure that after I'm done burning it after 3 hours, which is what most candle brands recommend, you guys, they recommend that you don't burn them longer than 3 hours. I can go ahead and extinguish it with my wick dipper, let the wax cool, and go ahead and trim the wicks before I relight it. It's honestly, what does that take me? A whole like 10 seconds out of my day. For me personally, I just feel like that, okay, that's not that much maintenance for me. There's a lot more things in my life that require maintenance around the house than candle maintenance. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the strength and throw of this candle. So I'm going to say this candle for me, you guys know right now I am not burning candles in hurricanes during the summer months. It's just too hot here in Arizona to be doing that. This candle for me, I'm going to give it about a 7 in terms of the strength, but the projection and the throw is a little bit better than the strength. I'm going to give it about an 8. It definitely fills up my living room and my kitchen quite well. It's not a fragrance that's going to smack me in the face, but it is definitely noticeable. It's not a fragrance that I really have to be sniffing the air. If I walk in from the opposite end of the room, I do notice it. If I walk out of the room and walk back in, I do definitely notice it. So for that, I will give it strength of about a 7, projection of about an 8. It doesn't waft and carry into the bedrooms. If you are curious to know the layout of my home, age, environmental factors, all of that I do have listed in the description box down below. So that way you guys can read up on that. So that way you can compare my house layout to yours, because if you have a similar style, then that can kind of give you a gauge of whether or not this fragrance will perform similarly in your home. But if you have a larger or smaller home, then you can always take that into account as well. Overall, you guys, I'm going to give this candle 2 thumbs up, especially if you are looking for like a hearth type of fragrance that would be appropriate for the summertime. Like I said, it's not a Christmas tree. It's not overly fall. I think that this is a really nice evening candle to burn here in the summer times. I grew up in Southern California, and there's something about this that reminds me of that time of my life, the evening time where you would just sit around a bonfire, but kind of by the beach or by some type of body of water. And you don't want to be too smoky smelling, but yeah, it's very, very pleasant. So I am liking this fragrance a lot. Like I said, you guys, I do have a discount code with Kringle Candle. It is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of your purchase at Kringle Candle. These reserve candles, I believe, will be offered for $34. They rarely go on sale. So if you want a discount and you are comfortable using affiliate codes, because it is eligible for a commission, then you are welcome to use my code. But if not, then no pressure to do that. Let me know in the comment box down below, what are your feelings on this candle? Is this one that you are interested in? Is it one that you think you're going to pass on? Do you guys kind of understand what I mean by sometimes how a candle can be kind of smoky, but also have a little bit of an aquatic flair in the background? I hope that made sense for you guys, but that's just the way that my mind kind of works. Also, you can hear that my voice is starting to get quite scratchy. I was actually outdoors most of the day yesterday, and I think it kind of irritated some of my allergies, but I'm still able to smell everything perfectly fine. So I was perfectly fine when I started this review, but the more I talk, I guess the drier my throat gets. So I guess that's my sign that I need to go. Please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new. If you love candle content, I've got a lot of it here on my channel. Stay tuned, you guys. I will have the HEARTWOOD reviews and the MERLOT review. Like I said, MERLOT, I think it's probably going to be getting up right before the launch. I also do have a Kringle and Country haul that I am planning to put up before the launch on Thursday, in case you've had your eye on some of those new Country limited edition candles. I will be sharing some first sniff thoughts with you then. So anyways, you guys, I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. Until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.